Welcome to Spiritual Realities Podcast with your host, Dana Emanuel. Have you ever fallen prey to the most successful and cunning con artist ever to live? Ever become fascinated by the paranormal or become involved in the new age, witchcraft, or the occult? Come listen to the testimonials of people who have discovered the deceptions behind these things, have since come out of it all, and have been set free by Jesus.
I come on tonight because I want to warn two people. All right. First, I want to mention I'm an ex ghost hunter, ex spiritualist, and I'm an ex medium. I used to do seances, give messages, tell people things about their loved ones that have passed on, and all this. Now, I have had about 15 years' experience doing this and doing the research from a secular worldview. Okay, I got out of it in 2011. So that is what now, 14 years ago. I've been actually studying this now from a Christian worldview, from the Bible. And first I want to warn, his name is Matt Rife. Matt Rife bought the famous Ed and Lorraine Warren home and the supposedly haunted museum, or museum that has all these haunted artifacts in it, including the Annabelle doll. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys know, but I'll mention it here. A man named Dan Rivera. He was a paranormal investigator. He was the guardian over the Annabelle doll, and he just recently died while he was on what he called the Devil on the Run tour. Okay, he was in a motel room. He was not around the doll when it happened, but he died. He was young, but he passed away. They said that it's for natural causes, which could mean heart attack, anything to do with the body, was not foul play. Okay, now, can a haunted or a evil object do that? Well, it's the spirits that's behind these things that can do things to us, because the Bible says that Satan is here, or the enemy is here, and they still kill and destroy. Okay, when you engage with these spirits, okay, you're opening yourself up. That's an open invitation. And these spirits have legal rights. You have to invite them or allow them. Or you could actually be a minor and your parents allow them in. So there's legal rights. And this man was engaging with these spirits, and I would say they had legal rights, to do things. Now, what they done, I don't know. I don't even know if his death was, if it had anything to do with the doll. Okay. My guess would be it's not the doll itself, it's the spirits he was engaging with. Okay. There was also another case of another man. He was a paranormal investigator, and he felt that there were spirits that was bothering him. And he had mentioned this to his family. And one day, they heard a thug in the bathroom. Okay, he was in the bathroom. They went in there, found him dead. He had lines on his neck. It looked like he had been choked or hung. Um, and his family believes an evil entity did it. Do I think an evil entity did it? You betcha. Because I personally have seen, and I even have it on film, a man that was thrown into the wall. It was during one of my investigations, and we were sitting there, and we was trying to talk to the spirit, and we were using dowsing rods, and another man that had been getting attacked was there, and suddenly he was thrown into the wall with a lot of force. I mean, it literally sounded like a car crashed on the outside into the house. It was that loud. But anyway, I know for a fact these spirits can attack and they can hurt people. So, my guess is yes, it could have had to do with evil spirits. But anyway, that's why I wanted to warn Matt Rife. I don't care what kind of spiritual protection techniques you use or, spiritual cleansing techniques you use. If you are engaging with spirits, period, you are not under God's umbrella of protection. You have left it. Okay. And He is the only one that will protect you. Him and His true angels do. Okay. But when you are doing things and you are engaging in occult practices, you are not being protected. You might not know that they are, doing anything in your life or hurting you in any way. It can take time. It took me 15 years for this stuff to build up in my home until I finally figured out why all my protection techniques that everybody uses wasn't working. It's because I was not trusting in Jesus and Him alone for protection. And I was engaging in these occult activities. As soon as I stopped doing it and I repented and I got truly saved, okay, and seeing the occult and sin as it is, that's when everything stopped. I never had any more problems with it. So I can tell you from experience, I don't care what kind of techniques you use, honey, it's not going to work. So I'm warning you, if I was you, I would sell it, get rid of it. I would burn all those items if I was the owner of it. I really would. Um, so anyway, then I want to warn a gentleman named Matt Frazier. He's a psychic. He has the nerve to come on, do a video warning Matt Rife, this new owner of the Warren home and this museum of haunted artifacts. He's going to come on and warn him. And he's a psychic. I mean, I want to say laughable, but it's not a joke and it's not funny by any means because this poor young man is actually being deceived. These spirits will deceive you. And
Guys, it's Matt Frazier, the medium. Listen, I don't know if you heard the news, but I am genuinely concerned for Matt Rife. So I am here in Rhode Island. Matt Rife is here in Rhode Island. And if you've ever seen the movie The Conjuring, Matt Rife, it was just all over the news right now. He has just purchased and become the legal guardian of over 100 artifacts that are haunted, including the most haunted doll, the most evil doll in the world. A lot of you guys have been writing to me about this, saying, Matt, how does a doll become haunted? What actually happens? What is this? And can it happen? And do I have to worry? Can one of my kids' toys automatically just become haunted? Like, what the heck is this? Well, first of all, what I want you to know is that this is something that does happen and can happen. And over all the years of mediumship, I can tell you that I've learned and verified that this happens really for one reason, is that there are evil spirits. There are souls that have not transitioned fully aside. These are souls that have done horrible things like murder, they killed people, so on and so forth. And these are souls that chose not to cross over and could not cross over because of the dark acts that they committed. There are some people out there, some people that call themselves mediums, psychics, witches, whatever you want to say, right, that work in the darkness. And what happens is that in order for a doll to become haunted, the souls don't just enter those dolls, they're invited in, right? Of somebody who practices dark mediumship, someone who practices, I don't know what they practice, like called the dark arts, right? And they do these rituals where they invite these evil souls into dolls, into objects, and that's most likely how the Annabelle doll became haunted. And this is the reason why, as a medium, I do not talk to evil souls, right? I work very, very hard to keep my energy pure. There's a reason for this. Evil souls are just like evil people. What do evil people want? Well, at the end of the day, those bullies in high school, those people who bully you still to this day, the people who are evil, nasty, and negative to you, they want to destroy your life.
There's
right?
angels, but he's talking to
kill
evil
you, but they want to
spirits.
destroy your life.
I just want to say to Matt Frazier, honey, every spirit you have talked to is a demon. Okay. I know that you believe that they are high vibration good spirits and low vibration bad spirits. And that these bad spirits are only here because they have committed some grievous sin and that God couldn't save them. I mean, I heard you say this.
Today, we're going to be talking about something a little bit spooky and something that most people are not going to agree with, and that is evil spirits. So I really wanted to make this video because there's really important information that you need to know about channeling and connecting with the other side. And the reason why I say that some people don't want me to make this video is because every time I talk about evil spirits, there are people out there that don't agree. But I want to tell you that from years of talking to the other side, from years of talking to the spirits, I can tell you a couple things. There is both a good vibration and a bad vibration, meaning that not all souls actually go to heaven.
And you said that that's why they can't cross over because they've committed some grievous sin in their lifetime.
Because these are souls that didn't transition on into heaven. So, what does that mean? Well, first of all, if souls don't transition into heaven, it means that they did something terrible within their life. They murdered people, they killed people, they did unthinkable, evil things. And the reason why these souls don't make it to the other side is they did horrible, terrible, evil things here in this world, so evil that not even God can change them. Now, what I want you to know is that there is both truth and there's fiction about souls not crossing over.
But you're going to tell me that being a psychic isn't? Do you know that God says that not only what you are doing is a abomination, but that you are an abomination? You know, that's what he said about me. Let me read something for you. Deuteronomy 18:10. I know people's probably shared this with you and you've rejected it for some odd reason. I don't understand why, but God's word is solid and it is truth. Deuteronomy 18 verses 10 through 13. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. Necromancer is one that talks to the dead. And for all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord. And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee. Thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God. Okay, now I also want to share a verse with Matt Frazier. Okay, people wonder, is anything in the Bible specifically about people that inquire of these familiar spirits? And these familiar spirits are demons. Okay, and I will show you right here in the Bible. Okay, First Samuel 28, verses 7 through 19. So just give me a minute. Just listen to this passage. Then Samuel unto his servant said, seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit, that I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servant said to him, behold, there is a woman that hath a familiar spirit at Endor. And Saul disguised himself and put on other remnant, and he went, and two men with him, and they came to the woman by night. And he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me him up, whom I shall name unto thee. And the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest what Saul hath done, how he hath cut off those that have familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life to cause me to die? And Saul swore to her by the Lord, saying, As the Lord liveth, thou shalt no punishment happen to thee for this thing. Then the woman said, Whom shall I bring up unto thee? And he said, Bring me up Samuel. And when this woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman spake to Saul, saying, Why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul. That's why she was so worried, because she knew that now it was Saul that was talking, that had her do this. Saul was the one that actually cut people off in the land that, consulted with familiar spirits. And the king said unto her, Be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. Now, if it was a true spirit, it would not have come out of the earth with other gods. This is a familiar spirit. This is a demon. And he said unto her, What form is he of? And she said, An old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived it was Samuel. Perceived, that means that that's what he thought by the information gathered. Okay. Not that he knew it was Samuel, it was that he perceived it was Samuel. Then the verse goes on to then speak as if it is Samuel. And he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. And Samuel said to Saul, Why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and God is departed from me and answered me no more, neither by prophets nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I should do. Then said Samuel, Wherefore then dost thou ask me, seeing the Lord has departed from thee, and is become thine enemy? And the Lord hath done to him as he spake by me. For the Lord hath rent the kingdom out of thine hand, and given it to thy neighbor, even to David, because thou obeyest not the voice of the Lord, nor executest his fierce wrath upon Amalek. Therefore hath the Lord done this thing unto thee this day. Moreover, the Lord will also deliver Israel thee with thee into the hand of the Philistines, and tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. The Lord also shall deliver the host of Israel into the hand of the Philistines. If you compare that verse, that script, that passage, and you compare it to other scriptures, that's what you do. You divide the word. If you look at First Chronicles 10:13, it says, So Saul died for his transgression, which he committeth against the Lord, even against the word of the Lord, which he kept not, and also for asking counsel of one that had a familiar spirit to inquire of it. The spirit. That's who he inquired. It was not actually Samuel. Now, this passage, these verses show it's a grievous sin to talk to spirits. This is why I wanted to warn you, Matt Frazier. Um, I'm telling you the truth. No matter what these spirits are telling you, they're lying to you, honey. They are lying to you. They're deceiving you. And therefore, you're deceiving others. You're leading other people into the ditch. Okay? That's what I did. I get it. I know how you feel. I felt like I was helping people. I was telling them what the spirits were saying. I thought I was giving them answers. But the truth of the matter is, it was these spirits, and they're no longer here. If you read, just study your Bible, but please read Luke 16, okay, verses 19 through 31. And it even says that God will not allow one to come back from the dead for any reason. It says that if they believe not Moses and the prophets, they will not believe though one come back from the dead. And he does not allow them to come back from the dead. The scriptures say it. The answers are here in the Bible. You really need to read the Bible and get your answers there, not from spirits. That's where I went wrong. I was doing that. Like I said, I thought I was getting the answers. I went to the spirit world because I wanted answers about the spirits. But that's the problem. I went to the wrong place for the answers. It tells us in the Bible everything we need to know about the spirit world is in the Bible. The spirit world is very real, and it's not, on our in our existence here on earth. They are not here. Spirits that die and they go on to heaven or hell, and hell is a very real place. It's a place of torment.
What souls that are evil don't want you to know is that souls that are truly evil, that did terrible things, don't transition on, which means that they stay stuck here in this world. There's no actual place called hell. There's no devil with a pitchfork. I've never seen it during readings. But I have been told by the other side that souls that do not transition on to the other side actually stay here on earth.
You cannot ignore those verses in the Bible. You cannot believe in heaven and not believe in hell. You have to believe all the Bible, not just some of it. And if you believe in heaven, where did you get that from? You are borrowing from the Christian worldview, but you're cherry picking scriptures. You cannot do that. You have to believe all of it or none of it. You should not try to borrow from the Christian worldview if you're not going to believe all of it. And I'm telling you this because you're in danger. That's why I'm warning you, honey. And I know that you think you're helping and you're trying to warn Matt Rife. You need to be warned too. And I'm telling you the truth, and I will be praying for you. So I hope you accept this message. I pray you accept this message. And I'm doing it out of love and because I do care. I care about every paranormal investigator out there. I was in their shoes. I understand what it's like. And I do have passion for them. No, I really do. So anyway, God bless. And I like I said, I hope that you do decide to turn to the Bible for your answers. All right. Bye-bye.